Hey Tyler, Tyler Griever from WDRB. Your first time out on the field in quite a while. Just what was that experience like for you to not only get back to playing but have such a productive day?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a blessing. Really grateful for the opportunity, and that was kind of my thought process the whole time, is to go out there and have fun. Really no nerves, just really just you only get so many opportunities with this game, and you never know what's going to happen. I was really proud of the way we played and how the team performed.
Alexis.
When you look at just the weapons around you, I mean, obviously you know what you kind of have in fall camp, but to see that, you know, with Jaden and Ja'Cory and Chris, how nice is that just to have those kind of guys around you, and what does that do for you in terms of your confidence?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. I feel like complete confidence going into each snap with them. You know, whatever the defense is going to get us, I feel like I can go to any guy on any given route. You know, whether it's deep, short, they all have a special package. It's the first time in my career where I felt that comfortability. They both, all three of them, you know, all of our wide receiver core. They do a really good job. You know, we have a lot of plays, and you know they study their butts off and do a great job of being friendly and going out there and making plays. So you know, I couldn't do it without those guys get down the field.
Tyler, on a couple of throws you made, I think the touchdown to Jaden, the 33-yarder to Jaden, maybe even one to Redmond, you stayed in the pocket to take a hit. What was that like? Like, were you one of these guys who you feel like you need to take a hit after your first time coming back, just to kind of feel like normal again?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm one of those guys. I really was just trying to stand in there and give them a chance. More than that was my thought process, was to give them a chance to go make a play when they're bringing pressure. I think it's always nice when you get out there and you can take a lick and get your bell rung or get hit and kind of wakes you up a little bit. But we do a really good job in pregame and getting us going. So it was really just out there kind of playing in flow state and trying to give them a chance.
Tyler, there were a couple times I think I saw you go sidearm, throw off platform. How comfortable are you doing that? And is that something you want to do frequently, just part of your game, or what do you think?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable doing it. I feel like it's been a strength of that I've been able to add to my game the past couple of years. And there's times where on screens and other protections, and if you have to escape, where it is necessary. But my goal is always to be on platform when I can and to have a good base. But sometimes I feel like I can pull that out, and they do a really good job of letting me play free and understanding when to use different throws and when to use different footwork, and it's really built into the offense well, and so I feel really comfortable doing it.
Anybody else for Tyler? Yeah, Alexis, then here.
I guess too, just when you look at the run game, I mean, you had Isaac, you had Keywan, you had Maurice. I mean, is that kind of nice too to have that balance as well? What did you see from some of those younger guys?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was really exciting to see, just because we're in fall camp, and the whole off season, a lot of time we're doing thuds, so they may blow the whistle down earlier than they get marked down earlier than you think, and they're out there breaking tackles, making big plays, doing a great job in protection. And so I was really proud of the whole running back room. It's like a five-headed monster. I mean, every single guy was making plays. So I think that was a big question mark for a lot of fans. With two really good running backs in Isaac and Jawar leaving last year, and I think the whole staff and myself included feel really good about all those guys, and I know there's going to be a lot of more touchdowns to come for that whole room.
Tyler, with all the new guys on this team and playing key roles, you might think there'd be a lot of penalties, a lot of sloppy mistakes, but there weren't any out there, was it? And what does it say that it was such a clean, especially first half, for this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really helps with the helmet communications and doing a good job with our signals. We practice that a lot, and then we study a lot, and we put in the work, and the guys are really proud of them and playing fast, and it helps when guys have that confidence playing and they've studied and they've done their job. So it puts me in a really easy position when they're doing that.
Did you do okay with the iPad? Did you use it much in this game? Was that something you went to at all?
Yeah, I think it was nice, coming after each drive and seeing a certain couple third down looks. They were trying to heat us up quite a bit and early on, and then they'll drop out and play cover two and some third down and long looks. But it was definitely helpful. Sometimes you can talk a little bit, but it was definitely a good addition.
Yeah.
Tyler, you mentioned freedom, the word freedom. How much freedom do you have in terms of changing plays and that kind of thing within on?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of full reign, within reason. We go into, we have a really good communication system as far as down a distance. I'm not going to just check a play to check it, but if there's a certain look that we like to take advantage of, if we're going to flip a run to a different side or get into a bit more advantageous run based on their front, they're giving me the full capabilities to do that. And especially sometimes in those passing situations. We had a couple checks where, you know, almost had a couple of big plays, and there's also a couple of areas where I could have checked us into a better play when they're bringing cover zero. So I got to be better when it comes to that. But they've done a really good job of coaching all the guys to see when we're going to get into a different play and then go execute it.
Last three, Rick, Matt, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler, after a couple of the Saturday scrimmages, Coach Brohm was not real complimentary of the offense. Did anything change over the last couple of weeks, and did you share any of the concerns he had about the defense dominating you guys early on?
No, I think that's normal. I think when you go into spring and fall camp, you want your defense to be really dominant, and you know you're going against the same team every single day, and they're really talented. They put up a goose egg, and you know that goes to show for the staff and the whole guys on defense. They make it really tough on us, and I don't think it wasn't necessarily an underperformance in the fall. It was really, you know, we were doing our job, and I think, you know, as an offensive-minded coach, whenever there's a little bit of mistakes, and you know, including myself, you know, you get a little bit of a sour taste when there's a couple plays you wish you had back. So I think maybe that's where it's coming from. But I mean, short answer is the defense is really good. So they make it hard on us. I'm glad, you know, they get to play somebody else now.
Tyler, what was it like using the in-helmet communication for the first time in a live game?
It was great. You know, there was a couple times where Coach forgot to press it. I think he was getting in on a roll, so we had to slow it down a little bit. And there's a couple times where maybe it got a little fuzzy, but for the most part, you know, Ed and the equipment guys and all the whole staff did a really good job of handling that, and definitely streamlined a lot of that.
Last one, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler, this was your first real game working with Jeff and Brian in live action. Is there something you notice about them and how they've worked with you in this type of scenario that you can't really learn until you get out live?
Yeah, you know, I think they have a really good dynamic as far as just playing off of each other, understanding when to come talk to me, understanding when to let it roll. Was communicating with Brian on the headset, sometimes on the sideline, and then Coach Jeff does a great job of talking me through the headset, you know, whenever we have that time, and also on the field. You know, we're kind of on the same page as what we're trying to get done. So it was a lot of fun getting to work with them, and I know every week's going to get tougher. We got to be ready to roll, so it's going to be a new challenge coming into practice tomorrow and the next week to continue that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm ready to play. You know, you practice for a long time through the spring, summer, fall camp, and we try to get through fall camp with as few injuries as possible. But you know, you don't have as many live reps, so to get on the game field and to execute pretty well, not only the first half but the second half with some backups was good to see. I thought we played hard to the end. We limited penalties as much as we could. We got some turnovers. Didn't turn the ball over as well. So a lot of things to build on. I thought our guys, you know, came ready to play and did a good job finishing.
Jeff, when you look at the receivers, obviously you talked about not having maybe the depth you want, but the quality of what they were able to do today. And just how pleased were you with, you know, Jacory and Jaden and Chris?
Well, we're going to continue to work that position as hard as we can. It's important to be good in the passing game, to have some explosive plays. I thought Jacory Brooks showed some great things today. He's had a really good camp. He's definitely stood out. Chris Bell's had a solid camp. Didn't get as many balls today, but did a really good job. And Jane Thompson kind of has stepped in that place for Colin Lacey once he got injured. And Jaden can play multiple positions, so he hadn't played a whole lot in the slot, but he did a really good job today. He's versatile. He's practices hard. You know, he's in the second year of our system, so he understands it, and he can play every position, so that was good to see. And then I think we got some valuable reps with the guys behind him, and you know, we just got to continue to build that. I think our tight ends, you know, stepped up. We played a lot of guys, and they have to be an integral part of our passing game and also the running attack. And so really good job overall.
Thursday, Arkansas and Arkansas Pine Bluff agreed to play 10-minute quarters in the second half because the game got out of hand. Was there any discussion of that sort of thing today? And if not, what was the value of a game that you win 62-0?
Well, no discussion. I didn't know that was allowed, so I wasn't educated on that. You know what? You know, the value of these games, heck, you know, I think for us, you know, the second half, we played a lot of backups, second team, third team, fourth team guys that sometimes some of those guys won't play their whole career possibly, much less the rest of the season. So it's good to get them action. Of course, you got to play your starters at the beginning and hope that you play well. With that said, there's always upsets every week, so you never can predict what's going to happen. So, you know, I think our team the schedule is good. It'll continue to be good. I'm all for playing the best teams every single week, but you got to play who's on your schedule. And Austin Peay had a good year last year. Unfortunately, had a coaching change and some players leave, and it'll just take them a while to get used to it. But I'm sure they'll be competitive once they start in their conference.
Jeff, you talked on Monday about Isaac and his ability to have that speed that you can't coach, and then we saw that today with that big run from him, 77 yards for the touchdown. How many more ways can you guys utilize him and get him involved in the offense, get the ball in his hands?
Well, it's great to see him do well. This is a true freshman who's worked really hard. He hasn't missed a rep at practice, never complains, puts in the work. We've thrown a lot at him. We've tried to move him around a little bit. We had some special packages with him and Colin Lacey that we had to put on hold a little bit. Now it had to become just him. But he can do a lot of things, and he's just the work ethic, his mental makeup, but also just his natural ability that we really don't teach. He's just quick and fast and elusive. And I think as he continues to progress in the weight room and get stronger, he'll get even better. As he continues to understand the offense and nuances of college football, get even better. But he needs to touch the ball, and it's up to us to make sure he touches it so many times a game and allow him to do what he does best.
What was your evaluation of how Tyler played?
I really liked how Tyler played. He's been consistent and steady all spring, all summer, all fall camp. So he played pretty much the way I thought he would. He can throw the football. He can stand in there to the last minute, let things develop, let the guy get just a little bit more open, even when he's got guys coming at him. He can see the field. He can spray it to the boundary, to the middle, to the outside, deep, short, all those things. I just think he's been a great leader. We got to keep him durable and healthy, but I anticipate him playing well. And as we can continue to build the team and create some balance and give him numerous choices, I think he can play even better.
Jeff, Tyler showed off some of the off-platform throws, kind of throwing sidearm, fadeaway, a couple different things. Did you know that about his game coming in, and how much do you guys work with him on that for how to balance doing that versus just throwing on platform occasionally?
Well, I was one of those quarterbacks that did some too much scrambling when I played, so I allow guys to have some freedom, and we allow him some freedom. He likes to have some gamemanship to him and throw it underneath and throw it sidearm and riverboat gambler the thing every now and then and make some decisions. But you know what? He's good at it. And now we've worked. Hey, when you're in the pocket, a couple of those deep throws. If he could hit those and stay on top of it and drive them across the field, I think he missed a few of those. So we always try to say, hey, if you got a clean pocket and you got to make the throw, let's make sure you throw it in your normal motion. But at the same time, I want him to have some fun with it, and he's really good at it. He does it in practice. He can get the ball out quick. He can avoid the defender on screens if their hand's in the way, and he can throw a different arm angle. So I just think it's fun to watch. I like watching him play.
Jeff, what surprised you maybe with Jaden, Jacory, and Mark in terms of some of the big plays they made? You talked about wanting playmakers. How did they step up in a way that maybe you didn't see in fall camp?
Well, there's certain guys that have done well in fall camp. Jacory Brooks is one of them. He didn't go through spring. He had a shoulder injury, so we didn't know for sure. We hadn't seen it yet, but he's done great. He's practiced every day. He shows that every day in practice, so that was great to see him be consistent. We ask our difference makers, hey, every game you got to be a difference maker. You can't take a week off. So he's stood up to the challenge. Mark Redmond got here late, didn't get here to the summer. He had a leg injury coming in, so he just kind of continued to improve. But he's a steady blocker. He does what you ask. Made a great catch. He's got consistent hands. He's done a really good job. And who's the other one you asked about?
Jaden Thompson.
You know what, and Jaden, like I said, he's in the second year. We've had multiple receivers where we've been before that the first year they've done decent, but the second year they're kind of taken off. And for him to be able to play outside and inside for us, even though he really didn't practice that much inside until Colin got hurt, it was great to see. I mean, he made some really good catches. He ran good routes. He understands the system. He's a big, long target. And he's played a lot of football, so very proud of his performance.
Last one, CEO.
Jeff, to your point about keeping Tyler durable, what advice, if any, did you give him about, because he stayed in the pocket and took a couple of hits a couple of times to deliver throws. Is there anything you want to see out of him in those situations?
Well, I do like to see him do that. I think if you go back and watch some of his injuries, and he was asked to run the ball a lot. Quarterback runs, design runs, which yes, you got to do occasionally, certain situations. We want to try to limit that as much as we can. As we get into some tight, close games, we might have to bring that out a little bit. But, we want to keep them upright, and we want them to be able to get the ball out quickly to our guys, and we ask them to hold it a little longer, throw it deep. You just got to stand in there and do it, but he's really good at it, and he can throw the ball vertically. I think he made about every throw, other than maybe 2 deep throws that he just was slightly off on some post patterns, but other than that, I thought he was really sharp and understood what we did and did exactly what we asked. Good, thank you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler from WDRB. Tyler Shuck, who played today, some of the throws he can make from different arm angles, positions, how much have you guys seen out of him with that in camp, and how fun is it to play with him when he can do that?
Tyler's a great quarterback. Most of the stuff he do on the field just relates to what he does off the field. Like, he's always a guy in the playbook. That's one of them. He try to get the receivers as a meeting. So during camp, we just always seen him go out there and just make different reads and different kind of throws, and that had to challenge the receivers to step up and make those catches and make those plays.
Final score is kind of eye-popping. This is for either player or both. Was there a physical difference with Austin Peay that, compared to what you guys see in practice every day? I mean, are they just not equipped to deal with you?
No, I wouldn't say that. I feel like winning's hard. I just feel like we were tired of banging each other down, going at it each and every day. We were just ready to take it out on somebody else. So I wouldn't say there was no physical difference. That's a good team out there, and yeah.
Both of you guys have the unique distinction of suffering various injuries in the last 12 or so months. What was it like for both of you guys to finally get back out on the football field and feel healthy and play to your full capacity?
For the most part, it felt good just being out there in the stadium, just having fun with the guys for just the whole game, and that's always looking forward to, just going out there and compete and have fun.
Yeah, I agree as well. I feel like this year we all took it personal. We grinded our butts off all year from January till now, especially in the training room. Those guys are a big help. They try to keep us healthy as best as they can. So.
For Jaden, the 2 catches that you had, what really kind of helped you kind of get free on those plays, and just how much more comfortable did you feel in the offense today as opposed to last year?
I got open because people were doing their jobs or running their routes. For example, the first one is because of this guy right here. Got the rub for me. I came wide open. And the second one, Tyler just made a great read, got the ball out fast. And I feel like I'm more comfortable now because I'm healthy. I can play and practice each and every day instead of getting hurt, getting banged up. So that's why I feel like I'm more comfortable now.
Yeah. Now, as a follow-up, I guess it was about a year ago, you and the teammates helped write that car outside the stadium. You didn't talk too much about that. What do you recall about that? And that was kind of like one of the things that put your name out there a little bit, helping out in the community, so to speak.
I was leaving the facility that day, and I was at the light right there. I was in the left turn lane. And a guy came, he hit a car hit onto my car. And the first instinct, fortunately we had players around that were at that light as well. So our instinct was to help the lady. Everybody made sure I was fine first. We went to go help the lady, make sure she was okay, got the attention that she needed from medicals and whatnot. So it was just like an instinct thing for everybody to do, flip her car back over, make sure she's healthy.
Jaden, you were here last year. How much more, it's the first game, obviously, but how much more explosive do you feel like the offense is this year with just, adding Jacory, and having Chris back for another year, and just a lot of those guys?
I feel like our room, especially the receiver room, is very dynamic. We had him, Colin, and Meeks, who guys came from 3 different places who are all like our family, you know. They all bring explosiveness in each and every way. Personally, like him, he's 6'2", he go get it. Colin, Meeks is kind of younger, but I feel like he gets what's going on now. And then adding Tyler Shuck, I feel like he's a smart quarterback. He knows how to make reads. He can throw the ball well and can use his feet to make plays. So I feel like everybody just know how to do their job.
Jaden, when Colin went down, Jeff was just talking about how that increased your role, and even said how you were versatile, could play different spots out there. Did you feel any more pressure when that happened? When you knew your role was going to increase like that?
I say I felt a little pressure because it was like so sudden. It was right away. But these guys helped me step in that role and fulfill Colin's shoes. So yeah.
Last one.
How much do you guys, as a team and as an offense, feel like you kind of have a chip on your shoulder and something to prove with the way that last season ended with the 3 losses to end the year after how well things were going?
Pretty much, looking back on last season, we're not trying to, too much do well on last season, but we do bring on, some of the couple of losses, and just try to advance from that, and learn from other mistakes. But we also try to learn from what our mistakes is in practice, so we won't be able to make those in the upcoming games, and just go out there, have fun, and play with a lot of energy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Ramon, when is the last time you've reached the end zone, and how nice was that to get that score today?
It's been a while since high school, so yeah, it was great. I definitely wasn't expecting that today. One of my goals is to score a touchdown this year, but I wasn't expecting to get in the end zone today, so it was just great doing that.
What? Termel, you got into camp a little bit late, but we heard a lot of buzz after you did come in that you were kind of making an impact early. It looks like you're ready to do that. How did it feel to you to be out there with your new teammates and performing today?
It felt great to see what I've been seeing during camp. Coming in, I seen we had a great team, great defense, and for us to go out there and solidify that, and it was great, a great game.
You guys went out there and dominated today. What do you feel like you worked on the most this offseason that translated to the game?
I would say just as a whole, just being in tune as a defense, everybody being sound, staying in your gaps. Like we work on run fits every day. Just being close to the team, that's really all it's been. Just building off what we did last year.
Me personally, not being here during the all season with them, I was the focus on just picking my IQ up on the field. Me being a better player as a rusher, pass rusher, and stout as a defensive lineman. So, yeah.
Go ahead, Gary.
38-0 game. I don't want to say you all could kind of coast, but how did you all sustain that defensive intensity in the second half? And what things did they tell you to really stay focused?
Just keep your foot on the pedal. Really, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. We can be against a top 10 team in the country. It will be the same mentality. So that's all it's about. You take your foot off the pedal. That's when they start coming back. So we just want to keep that mentality going and finish the game off strong.
Ramon, you guys obviously had a really productive pass rush last year. What's different about this group this season compared to a really good one from last season?
We have a lot of experience, a lot of depth. We have guys that are versatile and play inside, outside. So I'll say that's a big part of it. Everybody's bought into what Coach Hagan has taught us, and we all have the same goal, winning the championship. So that's really what it's all about.
Anybody else?
Thanks, guys.